coming together here, we wish to achieve the following.
Speaking while opening the 4-day event, the Attorney General of the Republic of Kenya, Paul Kihara Kariuki, noted that the new approach to legal aid supersedes the mere legal representation to include provision of and access to legal information and advice to the vulnerable in society.
The new approach goes beyond mere legal representation to include provision of and access to legal information and advice to the vulnerable in society. It meets client legal needs through an integration of community-based information and advisory services, with a central focus being self-representation and dispute resolution.
The AG continued to state that lack of access to justice is a matter that does disrupt order and stability of the society, and if not addressed, would affect the running of the country.
Lack of access to justice, ladies and gentlemen, is not just an issue of fairness or lack thereof, but a matter that affects the order and stability of society. Left unaddressed, this matter will, no doubt, affect all facets of national development, as well as peace and security.
The Attorney General shared his delight on having access to justice as one of the Sustainable Development Goals adopted by the United Nations in 2015.
I am particularly delighted that access to justice is now crystallized in Goal 16.3 as Sustainable Development Goals adopted by the United Nations in 2015. This goal implores us to promote peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development, access to justice for all, and build effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions at all levels.
In attendance was the Principal Legal Officer of the East Africa Community Secretariat, Florence Odongo, who spoke on the state-funded legal aid that would help those clients who were unable to afford the legal fees charged by lawyers.
State-funded legal aid is a long overdue and welcome idea, as it will consolidate the hitherto existing linkages between the formal, informal, and the legal aid system. It will also accord legal aid to those who cannot afford the fees that are usually charged by us, the lawyers.
Ted Hill, the Senior Legal Officer, Program Development of the International Development Organization, pointed out that the creating of a good legal aid mechanism is a shared responsibility, thus the need for people to join hands and help the region attain it.
I think we can all agree that establishing better legal aid mechanisms is a shared responsibility, as long as people spend months or longer in detention awaiting trial, as long as a small minority of people with money or power can utilize a legal system that closes the door to justice for others, as long as women are unable to access protection when they're threatened, as long as rights are denied to uneducated, oppressed, or disabled people, or as long as people living with HIV or another condition face discrimination at work or finding a place to live.
For any civilized society to thrive, justice must be served. This not only ensures a harmonious existence, but also creates an environment conducive for development to take root. For Brown Plus TV Business News, I'm Daisy Wambua.
You've always recognized the fact that non-state agencies are